Things going on with the neighbors. You should be happy to be around people that you meet in your lifetime. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, you know. We all got accomplishments. We all wish we had better things, but sitting back wishing doesn't make a bit of difference, you know. If I put my mind to something, I go all the way for it, you know. I don't have time to sit around and debate with sociology and economics and all this finances, and I just don't have time to do all those debates, man. We doing and running businesses ourselves to where the work is already put in, you know. There's no need to be so high level maintenance. I mean, man, I don't consider myself in the wonderful attributes like everybody else, but I always lower my standards for a reason, you know. Just because I have not many qualifications doesn't mean the world sees that. I can always be joyful and charismatic and hold the public down with degrees of laughter and comedy and joy and enterprise, but I just don't know how to get over this biography phase when you meet new people and, you know, I just put up these documents of me making new decisions and what I go through on the side, and maybe I'll have more comments and more, you know, content to the better of my best abilities. But when you live in the world we live in, it's nobody gets the same chances. So you should enjoy what you do get and not what we don't have. You know, you got things all backwards and twisted in this planet, and it's coming out in the wrong direction, and we're all misled and misfed, and you know, pretty soon you get compared to these celebrities who are making these high advantage films that they are doing in photography lessons. They're using all those skillful graphics and diameters and all kinds of research on making their songs and cymbals and drums and rhythms and melodies, and the generation is just not as smart as you think we is. So you better be lucky that we even give you our time. You know, we're not here to waste time. You know, a lot of people go through bad things. A lot of people aren't as smart and intelligent. Some just, we don't know how to express our correct meaning and correct way of setting our, you know, we're not from Stanford. We're not from big community colleges. We learned a lot of stuff and we study a lot of wisdom in the planet and the things we put our intentions in, and our intentions aren't always met to the best of beliefs, but there is no greater system than our own beliefs. And if I believe I'm on an incredible journey of life changing, then that's what it's going to be. If I'm going to mess around with spiritual abilities and learn to practice things, and I don't question it, man. I don't have time to worry about that. When people do their acts and their deeds, they don't question things on the planet. They just do things. You know, if a fire happens, people don't always question how it happened. They just worry about putting it out. You know, if you get in a car accident, you're not going to sit in there and say how, why, where, when, how, who, and all this other stuff. You're just worrying about getting yourself out of trouble or getting yourself out of the middle of the road so you don't cause another pile up. We don't always have to have so much questioning everything. Question your faith, question people. You know, why bother doing that? People are just going to be people regardless. People are going to fall in love with people. People are going to rob and steal and cheat, and they want to do that. Go about your business. I don't have to put in effort into that type of business. That gives me no spiritual uplifting. That doesn't give me an Ethiopia, a type of award-winning warm feelings. That doesn't give me anything. I don't even have to act in desperation or despite my own temperaments. I got a dark side too. I got a lot of things that I can change and invest my time in. You never know what could go on with these remixes and all our plaintiffs and all of, there's more to a person than just my court matches and my disabilities and worrying about my personal life here outside of maintaining my pictures and worrying about flow and creating channels and all this other news. It's hard to deal with all by my lonesome. I don't have directors. I don't know many people in the business because I don't get along with the internet because I'm always running into fake persons. So I just don't bother with it no more, man. You're going to have to learn what you lose in, and you're going to have to go through it and learn it. It's not my objective to sit back and tell you what you lose in, because you're just going to argue your points and try to change the definition or the actions of what you already lost. And I'm a part of that, That's all points to me, and it points for you, too, if you don't consider me as a loss. And that's a bad subject, because everybody's got losses. Everybody's got wins in life. Everybody's got skills that they don't like about themselves. We need to fix ourselves, otherwise we end up being put in therapy or put in physicians and psychiatrists, and all these things are meant to help. They're not necessarily jail sentences. They're not necessarily bad recommendations. It's all how we take it. It's all in my hands. It doesn't matter about the outsiders and what they think and what they speak of. You're not here in my society. You're not here paying my bills. You're not here with me feeding my kids. You don't see the good assets, the good grades that they get, how hard they work, how hard our lives is. You don't get to see that, and we don't always get to explain it in the correct communication. So just chill out in your levels of high anarchy. You got to chill out with all this business with witchcraft and magic and faith. And these are, gifts and blessings. They're not expectations. This is stuff that you're supposed to be joyful about. You're not supposed to be degrading each other and killing each other out here just for what, man? Absolutely nothing. Materialistic things that don't last but a year or 5 minutes, I just don't hand you out things if it's not useful, then go on somewhere else, I handle rejection, no problem. It's second nature to me. I bend it in and out of my elements. I don't put people through things that I wouldn't be willing to go through for my own self. I wouldn't give somebody resolutions that I wouldn't be able to follow the same tactics and same habits or inhabits and scholarships and all kinds of leadership. I show everything, and I find myself standing on the outside of my reflection, and I don't like what I see. I don't like what I've been through, but attacking people and telling them you have to do this and you have to do that. Yeah, I used to rebel when I was at a young age, but once you hit 18 to 21, all that rebellion doesn't serve the magnitude. It doesn't serve the bigger picture. It doesn't get you nowhere in life but bad incidences. And if that's what you draw in and that's what your energy brings in, you're only going to cause yourself more harm and more impact to lose out on a life that's a wonderful thing in itself. Just be graduating and holding yourself high around people. Give yourself courage. If nobody else is, then stay on your side. Stay on your own interests, Don't lose yourself to life just because you're having bad times out there. Just keep your head in your own weight and your own memories, and try to remember the good that you caused in life. Not just the bad and the sad moments that always lean on your shoulder, whispering in the back of your ear. Doesn't mean a bit of thing when they're ignoring your actions because they just want you to be shut down and be as bad as they is. They want you hurt and pain, but they going through the same thing. They lashed out in the wrong way, ruined their lives. Half the public is on a different pathway. Half of us just ain't the same anymore since 2020. We don't look at life like the same at any period.